Once upon a time, there was a donkey. The donkey was hungry. Honestly, he was cold, but for the sake of the story, he was hungry. And there were two boxes equal distance away from him that had food in them. So he just stood there thinking, oh, I wonder, what box should I choose? And he was very, very hungry. Unfortunately, the poor donkey didn't want to have or to show bias. So because he didn't want to show bias, he didn't have any bias that would make him decide whether to choose the box on the right or the box on the left. So God looked at that donkey and had some mercy on him, and he decided to reveal a little bit the content of the boxes. But the donkey couldn't make a decision. You see, the ass was like, what if there is more to it than what ever meets the eye? What if the box with the nice looking lettuce that is picking out of it is actually the dangerous box, and the other box is actually the one that is edible? So God was like, you know what? Let me bring samples from both boxes, donkey, so that you would examine them closely and decide which one is poisonous and which one you can survive with. Surprisingly, the samples were the same as what the box implied. God, full of mercy, tried to help the poor ass understand what's inside the boxes so the poor donkey wouldn't starve. The donkey eventually starved to death or was poisoned to death because he just munched from both boxes, thinking, well, I can try both. Why not? And it died. How unfortunate. So, Keir Starmer just released a beautiful video recognizing the state of Palestine. And Macron also appeared on Israeli TV where he insisted that Palestinian state is the best decision that one could make ever. Those donkeys, you need to understand, you cannot dance on both weddings. You have to choose one. Because the longer you wait, the further away the boxes get from each other, the clearer the picture gets, and the bigger the distance there is to walk if you want to eat from out of both of them. France and Britain in the 50s realized something very important. If the Arabs would have wanted to, they could have suffocated them by not allowing oil supply to pass through to those respective countries. Fearing the cold, dark winter and the wrath of their citizens, they approached Israel to help them negotiate with Nasser, who blocked the Suez Canal. Israel is very good at negotiating. Took over the Sinai, walked all the way to Suez Canal and was like, see you now, bitches. Worked wonders. But then America stepped in and Britain and France caved in. So they said, we don't want to get in trouble. And they switched sides, trying to work with the Arabs. But the Arabs, they're the poisonous lettuce. Yes, the fresh lettuce might be very straightforward and its negotiating style might not be the most elegant, but you can survive with it. It's time to understand that there is no middle ground. There is no compromise between darkness and light. There is no compromise between Judaism, which is the religion that freed its people out of slavery, and Islam, that requires submission as its core value. There is no compromise between freedom and slavery. There is only one option to choose. So it's nice, yes. Oh, you can criticize Israel. Sure, you can. You can. You're pissing on your own leg, though. It's kind of disgusting to look at. That retarded donkey trying to survive by starving itself and acting in the most retarded way. God had mercy on the donkey, tried to make the donkey understand its situation in every way possible, but the donkey, is such an ass. Didn't learn. I had an argument with Ayn Rand Center some time ago where I said there is a purpose for bias. When there are two groups and you don't know what the situation is, use your bias to side with one of them, because sometimes it's death and life. Your life depends on your siding with a certain group. I said when it's Bedouin versus Druze in Syria, the Druze have some mysterious box of a religion, but the other one is a poisonous well. Well, you have a better chance with a mysterious box. So side with the mysterious box. How idiotic can you be? Don't think too much about it. Seriously, side with those who have the better values, because you're gonna starve yourself to death if you don't. Criticize Israel, criticize the Druze. You did nothing by doing that. Absolutely nothing. On a more serious note, one-sided recognition of a Palestinian state goes against the Oslo Accords as I have understood it. And honestly, Israel needs any excuse it could get to finally have a reason to annul that idiotic piece of paper that should have been actually a toilet paper as far as I'm concerned. This is the only way, the only proper way to have any sort of agreement with Muslims. Just, for the moment where it's, so that you could, at one day, that paper would meet its proper end. Sometimes there are circumstances that bring us to sign all kind of agreements with those death cults. But let us always remember they are just toilet papers with words on them. All right, like, comment, subscribe, please. Share. All right, if you want to see more content out of me, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. If it doesn't go viral, I don't know why. I'm working my ass off for you all. I'm trying, okay? Losing patience here. Everybody's getting to 50K and I'm stuck at 30. Please, people, help me out. Also, if you guys want to support me financially, then there is Patreon, PayPal, Buy Me Coffee. Buy Me Coffee is my favorite. I don't know why. And that's it. See you later. Thank you for watching. I feel like I changed I usually say thank you for watching. See you later. All right.